Let's take a look at IPC Logic. IPC Logic is a decision tool that was created through all our years' experience, the last 15 to 20 years, I guess, experience of working in the field on invasive plant species. So what we've done is taken all the information that you can think of, from control methods to the effects of weather to all the different variables that we think are important, put them into this database that essentially calculates the optimal control method for a certain situation. So this is a tool that is also accessible on your handheld device. It's got a nice, easy to use, friendly interface, but there's a lot of information inside where it's gathering the results for you. It can be customized, so what you see on this screen is not necessarily what you'll see on your screen. If you want to have different variables that determine your methodology, you can use that. The example that I'm showing you was actually put together where there's 4 different organizations within one agency that wanted all their input into this. So these are the pieces of that puzzle that gives them the optimal control method. So it's site-specific. This is for a military base, and it's just that military base that this works for. Certainly you can get generic answers, but very specific answers are better, because controlling Tree of Heaven on this site is going to be a lot different than controlling Tree of Heaven on a site 500 miles south of here. So just to give you an example, let's go ahead and use Tree of Heaven. First you pick the species. So let's look for it on the list here, Hyalanthus. You can pick the density of the infestation. How large is it? We're going to say it's 50 acres. How dense is it? We'll call it high because it usually is. What's the growth stage you're trying to control? We're going to put no selection because we want to control everything. Is it infested? Is the infested area near wet area, or is it near water? We're going to say yes. You want to treat it while dormant? We'll say that's not important in this case. Do we need to be selective in our control? Are there species near the target species that are maybe rare and endangered? We'll say in this case, yes, there are. What season do you want to perform your treatments in? We're going to say that's not important either. So picking those variables, push get my control options, and what it's going to bring up is a color-coded results, so that essentially you know what to do and what not to do based on all the information we know about this particular site. So red is essentially something that you might find in a book, you might find in literature or online, that says this is a control method you can use to control this plant. Well, we don't recommend it based on the variables we just put in there, and there's usually an explanation why. Yellow is you can use it in certain situations, but green is the optimal control methods for this particular site. So with all those variables on this particular military base, if you look at it, you can see that using a backpack sprayer, you can see the man hours it's going to take. You can see the rate of herbicide and certain notes on that particular treatment. Maybe the best and least expensive way would be to foliar spray it with an ATV or a spray boom. Now there's certainly scenarios where you might need to get more detailed, and you might say, well, we can't use a spray boom on a large tree. Well, that's okay. You can actually, look a little deeper into this and find even more methods with it. And the nice thing is that with time, as you do the treatments and you put in the results and you come back and you're going to do the second year's treatment, the methodology is going to change because the site has changed. So the tool is going to get smarter and smarter as you add information to this tool. You'll put the notes in, you'll put more variables in there, and with time, one land manager after another on the same property is going to have a lot of really valuable information.